Okay, so for your mechanics, I just compare them to Shane Boz. He is or was a pitcher for the Rays. Really good pitcher. Throws like 98 or something. But I thought mechanically looked similar. Build was kind of a similar comparison. So just gonna watch what he does. We're gonna watch what you do. There's him. And here we got you. Watch that again. Okay, so I think in the message you sent me, you felt like you were really close to unlocking stuff with your mechanics, and like I think you got a lot of good stuff going on here. There's a lot of really positive things. But the biggest thing that I saw was I want to look at your hips and how that connects to your back heel here. So we're gonna go through again, just watching your back heel. We're gonna see a lift up from the rubber when you get to your peak leg lift and start moving forward. Right there. So start moving through. Back heel. It's down, it's down, it's down. You hit your peak leg lift right there. Back heel's still down. Your front hip looks like right now it's leading you towards home plate. So that's good. And same thing, we're gonna go over here to Shane Boz. Where's his peak? Peak leg lift is about there. So he's got a slightly different position. Obviously your knee comes quite a bit higher than his. The height of your knee isn't really too important, but as you can see, his heel still fully connected to the ground. Your heel fully connected to the ground. He looks like he's pretty vertical, which that's fine. Like his front hip is still, if we saw this from the side, his front hip would still be just a little bit angled towards home plate. Because you have a higher leg lift, which that's completely fine. It's a little bit more pronounced, but still, so good initial leg lift position. So we're gonna move just a little bit forward here on yours. As your hands start to do a little glove tap. That's a good timing piece. Leg starts to come down, and boom, immediately, legs on the way down, hands starting to come apart. Your back heel is already disconnecting from the rubber. It's already like back heel's coming up right here. And I'm gonna go over here for a comparison for Shane Boz. As he comes down, I'm gonna put him in a similar position to you. I'd say this is pretty similar. His hands have just started to break. He's just starting to fall down the mound. His back heel is still fully, solidly connected to the rubber. And yours here, your back heel's lifting up pretty hard. So we're gonna go through a little bit further so we can see what that looks like a little bit deeper into your mechanics. So let's go, let's go right about there. So this point, it looks like this is right before your foot kind of starts to swing around and start landing. It's about as sideways as your hips are gonna stay, as long as they're gonna stay. Upper body looks like it's in a good position right now. Like that's front glove sides looks pretty solid and closed. Head's in a good spot, nice and level. And we're gonna see still, heel lift is getting even worse. Knee, so you look at knee height here, kind of mid-foot. So let's go look at what Shane Boz does, and in a little bit here, I'll talk about why that's a big deal and why I think that there's some extra velo like a good, once you learn how to move better, keeping your back heel down, I think there's probably up to 3 to 4 miles an hour, pretty easy right there. So let's kind of put him in the same spot before his front foot really starts to open. Kind of right there. You know, he's got a very similar knee position, you know, knee kind of over toes, knee over midfoot. That's pretty similar to you. Front glove side, you know, staying nice and closed, arms in a good kind of position, hanging down, about to come up. Very similar to you. You know, the height's slightly different, but you're not exactly the same. You're just pretty close. So like that's good. His back heel is still completely attached to the ground here, and like he's doing a really good job of keeping, you know, a nice line, like back hip, everything staying over top of that heel. Yours is starting to leak out here. So what that means when your back heel is disconnected from the ground, I'm gonna try and get this on camera. Let's go a little further back. So your back heel, you're up here, your back heel lifts up. It makes it really hard to keep your hips and everything stacked. You keep your weight back as long as possible, get your front foot out. You want to have everything on the back heel, everything staying back, because that way you have more weight, more force coming through at the last second, which means you're going to put more weight and more force into the ball to make it throw harder. If your back heel is coming up, you're on the balls of your feet, you can't keep as much weight backwards as easily. It's going to lead to your hip getting some early rotation that we're going to see in your mechanics in a second here. Your hip rotates early, your upper body's not going to be quite in the right spot. You're not going to have as much time to put as much force into the baseball. It's going to lose you a good couple miles an hour at least. All right. Getting back into the mechanics, the next part I'm going to go to is, I'm going to hop over on you, initial foot contact. So this is when your foot has just first touched the ground. So you see your front heel's not on the ground, like your toes just hit. Things we're gonna look at here is your arm position. That's a good position. You know, you're not below 90. Your arm's not down here. That's gonna be a really nice spot for you to catch your arm. Get a good stretch across your pec and your chest, gonna let you get nice and deep into your scap. So that's good. But your hip here, as we said, with your heel coming up early, this hip is rotated really far forward, really early. So to see what that looks like with the heel down, let's come on over to Shane Boz. Skip ahead, same thing for him. Initial foot contact. It's a little hard to see from this angle. To me, that looks like it's about there. So that's initial foot contact. Not a lot of weight being put down yet, but his foot just touched the ground. We can see just now his heel has just came off the ground just a little bit. His arm is a little bit lower down. It's about basically horizontal. His glove side is in a good spot. Your glove sides are actually very, very similar spots right here. But what he's done is, you see his hips, they aren't near as open as yours. This is still, hips are still a little bit more closed later. His weight, you see how he's very vertical right here. It's head to shoulders to hips to knee, everything's very vertical. His weight's rotating a lot nicer around his hips. You can see here, this hip on you is, it's way more open, or I guess closed actually, because you're coming close. His hips rotated a lot more. Your head, you're starting to get a little bit of a backwards lean. It's very subtle, but you're getting just, your hips are coming, your upper body's gonna start to go this way a little bit too much, a little bit too early. all because your hips are rotating too early because your heel's not down, which means you're gonna start rotating your upper body. So we're gonna see here, the way your upper body's rotating, as you can see, you're rotating, your upper body's coming off of your hips. What that means is you're losing some power, some of your rotational power, because if you rotate directly under your hips, it's like you're rotating in a straight line. I'm not sure how. Let's see if I can show this in the mirror. It's gonna be a little bit difficult. Let's see if I can kind of set this up. So if you rotate directly, like on top of your hips, everything's straight line like this, it's just sending rotation straight up. It's nice, straight, clean rotation. Gets the most power transfer. If you rotate like that, kind of coming off to the side, you lose some of that straight rotation. You lose some power because your upper body is yanking off to the side, and then it has to send the rotation up and over, which means you're gonna lose a little bit of rotational value, rotational power, just to the angle of your body. So coming over to Shane Baz. Oh, I don't want to play the video. I'm just going to go back to. We go to a very similar spot. This is him in a similar spot. Just released the ball. You can see baseball here. And in your video, baseball is right there. I'll look at your video. Look at how far off to the side. Your body's kind of making a little backwards C shape. You're hooking, your upper body's pulling way off over here. He's still pulled off a little bit. You're going to just by rotating. It's a lot less. It's a lot straighter of a line. His head isn't near as far to the side, which is going to make throwing more strikes a little bit easier because more things are going straight towards the target instead of away from it. Just so you can see them both kind of in the same plane there. You can see yourself very hooked over and Shane Baz just a slight hook over. So just at the end here, I want to show you what happens when. So he finishes his pitch. He kind of just rotates cleanly around his front leg. Basically is almost able to stand up. He falls off a little bit, but he's able to stay really clean and balanced on his mechanics. And that's something you do a very good job of as well. Finish your video. At the end, that's really nice, smooth and controlled. Rotate around your front leg. You don't really fall off hard. Like, it's very slow, it's very smooth and controlled. Okay, so now we're gonna get into how do we fix that? What do we do about it? Like a couple drills and things that I think would be really helpful. You can mess around with variations of them, see how they feel, just see what feels good to you, see what the results look like. First one doesn't really have anything to do with throwing a baseball, but you're gonna need kind of like a moderate weight dumbbell, nothing crazy. But you can use like a 20, 25. You can use a kettlebell. Really anything that you can hold. The whole point of this is we're just going to keep more weight over our backside. Practice putting weight into our back heel, sinking into our hips and going. So really all we're going to do, just hold dumbbell on our back side. So for me, it's right arm over my right leg, just up, sink down, trying to keep the heel down. I'll do one from behind so you can kind of see. Dumbbell, just hold it up here, come up, sink down. You can do a little hip rotation at the end if you want. Good cues for it. Think about sending your right ass cheek backwards. That's going to encourage you to stay back, stay in your heel. Just drop down, move forward. At the end, after front foot contact, you can start lifting your foot just to feel, or just keep doing this, just drop down, keep the weight down on the backside. A couple other drills that are gonna be really good with plyos. It's really gonna be anything that encourages us to keep our weight down and back. So in this case, I'm gonna use the treadmill. Use anything that's 6 inches a foot off the ground. Do this with a red and yellow plyo. Just find your balance, hop down and throw. All this one's doing, it's just encouraging us to land on our back leg. It's gonna naturally just put more weight. Put us in a good position here, getting into the back hip, keeping weight down, keeping our heel down, and then just go. And the last drill is really similar to the last one, except this time it's not going to be done off the treadmill. Move that there. You can do this in catch with a baseball, in plyos, same thing with a red or the yellow plyo ball. Just gonna start, just balance here for a second, it's a little 1, 2,